Good afternoon, listeners. Welcome to Fog Community Radio Show. As you all know, Fog has been synonymous connecting community on various aspects such as social, cultural, as well as spiritual. Today we have with us someone who has been involved in community service for several decades, lived the life of community service, healthcare and spiritual engagement. Dr. Iqbaljit Rai is president of Sant Nirankari Mission, USA. Mission has been involved in helping people achieve self-realization. Mission has branches across the world and promotes humanity and tolerance without any discrimination. Welcome to the show, Dr. Raiji, and tell us more about your role and mission of the Sant Nirankari Samaj Mission. What are their initiatives and about all those things?
Thank you, Behan Ritu ji. And also I would like to thank Dr. Ramesh Chapta. We have been working with this organization for at least 3 decades. I remember Dr. Sahib has been coming to our location there and doing a lot of service to the community. Once again, I want to thank Dr. Sahib today. As I have been introduced, I am the president of Sant Nirankari Mission with the headquarters in Chicago with a 7-member committee. Sant Nirankari Mission is a socio-spiritual organization based in Delhi, India, and branches all over the world. It is seeking to build a perfect world order based on brotherhood of mankind and fatherhood of God. It believes that materialistic urges and instincts of man have to be disciplined and directed by supreme spiritual values and principles. Sant Nirankari Mission's principal commitment to society is to improve the quality of life through spiritual enlightenment. At the same time, it has also been trying to make much contribution towards social welfare as it is possible. It is convinced that service to mankind is also a way to express one's devotion to God. It believes that a perfect human society must beautifully harmonize the spiritual and material needs of a person. The removal of human mind's ignorance by God knowledge and the realization of self through the realization of God is the bedrock underlying this mission's ideology. It says God realization is necessary for self-realization. Until if I want to know myself, I need to go through God realization. It further believes that once we know that God is one, the delusion that different religions worship different gods stands removed, and we understand whatever the name, the Almighty we all praise and worship is one and the same. The mission believes that the best way to worship God will be to realize that His presence all the time, everywhere, and associate Him in every day's life. The true religion, the mission says is religion unites, never divides. I'll give you one example. The universal religion, we have heard Swami Vivekananda quote, and I quote, "If there is ever to be a universal religion, it must be one which will have no location in place or time, which will be infinite like the God it will preach, whose sun will shine upon followers of Krishna and the Christ, on saints and sinners alike, which will not be Brahminical, Buddhist, Christian, or Mohammedan, but the sum total of all these, and still have infinite space for development, and whose force will be centered in aiding humanity to realize its own true value. Naturally, in my terms, we can say that humanity, taking the entire human race into its fold, promising equality and universal brotherhood, is the best religion. Humanity is the religion that is common. And I want to quote here one example. Baba Hardev Singh Ji Maharaj, the former head of Sant Nirankari Mission, gave us one time example while the saints were in the process of crossing the border, entering into Canada from USA. Someone came and he said to Babaji, "This is the border here." So Babaji said, "Don't call this a border. Border is something that separates you from something. So this is not a border. Actually, it is the meeting place between the two countries." So from that day on, I will never call any border. So, and if this is the meeting place, so this is what all the time he preached about oneness. The whole world is one. You take any holy book, listen to Baba Nanak Ji, listen to any holy personalities in the past. They have always talked about spirituality, and none of them, to the best of my knowledge, ever talked about any religion. So it is the spirituality that is more important for us. So not only the spirituality we promote, the Sant Nirankari Mission also does a lot of social activities all the time. I can name here many of them. In the USA, we are involved in tree plantation drive, cleanliness drive, food and clothing donations. Then recently there was a project Amrit, stations from all over the country here. By the way, we have 24 centers in the US. And this Bay Area, we call it, or Northern California, this is one of those 24 stations. And we had a cleanliness drive about water, how important is the water. So we had different places. We called it Project Amrit. As we all know, water is a liquid gold. We can live without gold, but we cannot live without water. So this is what we are giving a lot of emphasis on, clean water and all those things. And again, at this point, I want to thank this organization again, that Bahan Ritu Maheshwari ji accepted all of our reports from different centers in the country, and it was given an excellent coverage in India Post. India Post, as you already know, goes all over. And my world headquarters in Delhi, they distributed, we forwarded the copies to Delhi, and they distributed to all over. By the way, we have about 1,200 different centers in the world. In most of them, they are in India, and there 200 plus stations are outside India in every continent. So we have some of our activities. If you have any other question, I would like to answer. And
yes.
In one thing more, we are building, the mission is building a top-class hospital. This hospital is under construction in Delhi, and it has got so many specialties covered there. I can, take it will take me a lot of time to name all those facilities. That's the world-class hospital available. It's under construction. About three. We went in November to Delhi. We were given a tour of 3 floors are already done. I think it's going to be 7th floor. It will take some time. So these are some of the things that I mentioned here. And now you can ask me, Rituji, any question that I may not have covered.
So, listeners, I'm talking to Dr. Iqbaljit Rai. He is president of USA chapter for Sant Nirankari Mission, and I have been to all the events like you organized, and it's always such a divine atmosphere there, and all the people are like helping each other, and it's wonderful atmosphere. I always enjoy it, and I have been to your Tracy chapter, and by the way, he came all the way from Tracy today.
Oh.
Yeah, so he is here from Tracy. And when we are talking about events, so tell us more about the events and activities Sant Nirankari Mission is planning to hold.
Well, in the near future, starting tomorrow, we are having at our Tracy Center, we call it Greater San Francisco. It is located in Tracy, and members in our mission, or we call it Greater San Francisco, they come from all over here, Fremont, or you name it, San Jose, Fremont. I call it Silicon Valley, so they have so many members, and then San Francisco. So tomorrow is going to be a youth camp, because we give, as soon as our child is approximately, I would say, 2 years old, they start attending congregations with parents here. And we have 3 sections in our facility here. One section, they have class for under 15, and the second one is 15 to 20 something, adults, close to adults, youth we call it. And then the main congregation hall. For first hour, they attend those classes separately. The second hour of our prayers, they come and join the congregation. And tomorrow is going to be a kind of field day for those. Tomorrow, all day here. Then August 12th is going to be very important day again for all the residents living here in this area. I would say Northern California, Southern California. The head of Sant Nirankari Mission, Satguru Mata Sudiksha Ji Maharaj, is on the worldwide salvation tour of in this part of the world. Mataji will be arriving on August 21st in our headquarters, Chicago. Then from there, Mataji will be traveling to different centers, and we will be here having a big congregation. We call it a smagam, because this is for 2 countries together. Saints from Canada and from USA, they will gather together, and it's a special time. It's Mukti. It's called Mukti Parv Samagam. Held always. Actually, it started in India a long time ago, on August 15. So anyway, so now we look for the closest weekend. So it's 12 and 13. Mataji is arriving here, and then it's Mataji's last visit last means during present visit from San Francisco. Mataji will move to Vancouver, Canada. So I am inviting everyone listening here, please come on and listen to we call Mataji prophet of the day, same message that the prophets in the past have given. So this program will be held in a beautiful auditorium in San Joaquin Delta College in Stockton. So we all invite you to come there. And I was talking to Behan Ritu earlier that from there we are going to move to Canada September 1st through September 5th. It's going to be a big gathering for youth from both countries, USA and Canada. We have named it Nirankari Youth Smagam. So all the youth there, it's 5 days. The adults will not be doing any other than helping youth to have their conference or samagam for 5 days there. So again, I am inviting listeners, if you know any friends living in that Toronto area in Canada, please inform them, or you can reach me through Behan Ritu ji, and you are all invited for that samagam. And thank you. Any other question?
So, listeners, if you want to participate in these kind of activities, and you want to get involved in FOG activities so that you can get involved with other communities also, that's the idea. So we have a website fogsv.org where you can register for volunteering, and also we have volunteering meeting every Tuesday at Fremont Hindu Temple where you can come and join FOG. And then as we are talking to Dr. Rai, he is president of Sant Nirankari Mission USA chapter, and he has shared the information about all the activities happening, and also blood drive, I believe it's happening. So tell us more about it, because we have, I feel, 1 minute left. So just tell how community can participate.
Very good. This is very important item. And if I give you little background also, Dr. Japra and his team of physicians, for over the years, I would say it was late 80s or early 90s, and they have been coming to there to help us on this. And we are again having this blood drive on the 23rd of April. We always have, we have at least 2 blood drives in this area, but for blood drives, India, Sant Nirankari Mission, is the largest contributor in blood, because Babaji preaches us the blood should run not in drains but in veins. So it's the message like violence and other things, it should not be there. So thank you very much for reminding me that.
No, thank you so much.